so much. Dude, that's awesome. We are like, haven't even got film on the car. Thank you guys so much. We're master tinters. We try our best. And like, we're both technology geeks. So like, figuring out what we can do with this is like, I wanted to live stream for a long time. So to be able to have a setup like this is awesome. But boy, it was some work. So we're gonna be double cutting this. I probably just cut this way too long. These mirrors get in the way a little bit too. But we got tight seals that we gotta mess with. So I'm gonna show you how I mess with them. Is it good? We got the radio on. We got demonetization in progress right now. We need to cut that out. Oh no! Stop it. No music. What is going on? Jason Ellis with the $2 super chat. Buddy, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, the thumbnails. Oh yeah, so that's new. So, okay, so we're trying something different with the thumbnails. So I wanted to like give the live streams their own unique look because taking a picture against this stuff sucks. So what I have is like, cause I really don't have much time, and I didn't have any live stream, like, what am I trying to say? I don't have time. I don't know what car's coming in. Like, this literally wasn't on the schedule. It was just like a walk-in around 11 o'clock, and it saved my live streaming day because I don't have anything after this. I just had like a couple sets of front doors scattered, and I was trying to arrange stuff for like a 2-door live stream, and then this rolled in, and then as soon as this rolled in, like, I have to get started on it. So I don't have time to do any photoshopping or stuff, or not much anyways. So what I have done is commissioned Carrie from Iron Duck Designs, or whatever, Iron Duck, whatever. She's in the Facebook groups. She's done my logo. She does a lot of graphic work. She's excellent to work with. She understands this whole space very, very well and what your customers want to see. And so I commissioned her to help with creating basically a frame that cuts out all the garbo, so I can take a picture, put an overlay on it, and just have it look good, or at least better. And then we have another template for after we go live. So it at least makes the video a little bit more attractive, I think anyways. So if you guys like it, I hope you do. If not, my click-through rates will show. But that's kind of what's going on with a little bit of a different look. We'll get into overlays next and stuff like that, but. Oh yeah, link her, please. That's awesome. Yeah, give her some, everybody, like, if anything, just go give her some love on like what you think of the, what you think for the for the logo design, the whatevers. So she's great. Why don't I use the factory edge? So let's get to a tint question, right? So why don't I use the factory edge is because it's just more convenient for me to cut, just overlay one and then flip the other one up rather than mess with the factory edge. So I'll show you on this one because we're gonna be cutting the back doors now. So what I do is lay my film here, unroll it past, you know, where the edge is, cut it off. And then you're right, like I could cut it here and then flip them, but that's just gonna, like, it's just extra steps. And it's just real quick for me to cut it. If I'm using like 20-inch rolls, I will line up the factory edge at the bottom. But that's the main reason. Because look, I flip this, reverse it, spray it, tack it together. What? Do we have another super chat? And then we cut the bottom. But we got a super chat, and that trumps everything. Holy shit. 5 at Nick with a $10 super chat. Sir, you're awesome. Oh my God. Thanks for sharing all you know. Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you for the super chat. I'm just like, go back through them. Patrick, Daniel, Jason, 5 at Nick. You guys are awesome. Holy shit. What? Yeah, like, we got a fucking hype train for super chats. Dude, new year? New year, new super chats? Like, that's awesome. Somebody asked about tips for... Maddie says, what up, Matt? Thanks for always doing your videos. Thanks, bud. I appreciate it. Pride Pinoy asks, oh, Filipino, what's up, man? What are your tips on cutting glass without scratching the glass? So, couple of things. So when we, oh, don't worry. If you can't, if somebody said if they don't have money to donate, it's like, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Enjoy the show. There's like, we got some sponsors that help out. You guys help out. It's just like, thank you. I should say, the one way that everybody can support this stream for free is actually going to Facebook and sharing the Facebook stream to like groups and stuff like that. So that's also extremely helpful. It like, viewership gets crazy from doing stuff like that. So, oh, somebody just got glass aid. Oh, you're welcome for the triages too. Yeah, I've been sending those out with orders. I still got some of them, but I've been sending out, like I had a bunch. And I'm running very low because I've been sending out as many as I can. So, all right, now I got to get to the question of how do we not cut glass while we're cutting on the car? Like, how do we not scratch it? It's a really good question. So when you're cutting against these side seals, there's like this little, usually like a lip here. And you're kind of like pushing the blade against it and cutting straight down. And that is like right up against the side. So that's not gonna do anything to the glass, at least like anything that you would ever notice if it happened to. But we're still cutting with stainless steel blades, so that's as safe as we can on cars. The other thing is anytime you make a cut, like those would be the main ones. And then for the back window, I've got this lovely product right here. So this is my own glass aid thing. I literally came up with it because I knew I would get these questions. So I too have been plagued with seeing scratches on back windows and stuff, even from using stainless steel blades. For a long time, it wasn't much of an issue. Like you'd either see a very hairline, like super slight, or none at all. But now I think glass has gotten softer, so you have to like, it's really beneficial to try and put something in between so you're just not cutting on the glass at all. Doing like these little corners and stuff, one thing that you can do too is like flip out a, let's see, a card. So if I can find that somewhere, here we go. So these are pretty handy. Hard cards work well too. So you're cutting literally on a different surface. So I usually will cut directly on like just the corners and stuff because they're not very big and then they're like out of the way or whatever. And I haven't ever had a problem with it, but if you want to be extra safe, do something like this. You could also put like, cut it on a different surface and stuff like that. So I really like this tip. I think I saw this from Mike Sanchez. He's also got a channel too, so he does a lot of cool GoPro videos. I believe that's where I saw it. I think in the Facebook groups. So we're just going to run up here and then we make a connect and cut. Yeah, a fresh blade is definitely gonna help. You know, whatever you can do to keep a blade sharp, like snap a blade, change the blade out. But you're still like dragging stainless steel across glass. And as like, it's like the reason why it doesn't really scratch glass very much is because they're a similar hardness. So the surface of glass is similar hardness to the stainless steel. But you know, if you have a soft glass, like you can scratch the hell out of it. So Jeremy just said GoPro stop recording. Yeah. Oh, thank God that I have headphones on and no voice activation on this. Oh, that would, man, if you guys had that power to stop my live stream, I'd be real upset right now. That was great though. Yeah, Dana Reyna says also watch your pressure. Definitely keep it softer. That just comes with practice. Oh, how do I double shrink? I'm actually doing it right now. I do it the same way that I'll single shrink something. So I squeegee the patterns together. That seems to help a little bit more. Well, and obviously you have to squeegee the water out. So these are combined, but if you look at my single shrinking, like I'll do it the same way. It just takes a little bit longer. But Avery seems to shrink pretty well together. Sometimes though, it curls right above this bottom. So what I'll do is like, if I see that curl happening and then I lay it down and then I still have ripples, then I'll go through it and just like squeegee this down and then get really close, or pick it back up and then just like finish it off. But back when I started tinting, which is really funny that this is even the culture now, you were not considered a tinner unless you cut on the car. Like if you used Sharpies, if you used a plotter, you were considered not to be a tinner. And now it's funny how the culture has shifted to if you cut on the car, then you're damaging it, or at least that's what people say. And that is just, that's not the case. If that was the case, I couldn't be in business still. Like, we're on an Audi. They care about this car. So somebody said they're still having problems with double cutting and pattern shifting away. So you have to like, when you put one pattern on top of the next, you have to like squeegee them together. But it's just, it can be a little tricky to get used to. So definitely perfect cutting one pattern at a time and then move to two. And then it's really as simple as squeegeeing them both together. If they're shifting apart, maybe it's the difference between the liner against the liner or the tint against the tint. I keep the liner against the liner, but usually tint sticks to tint really well, so I don't know. Keep practicing. We got our nifty stool. We're gonna start installing, and yeah, we'll just take a brief. Wow. How's Avery compared to Lumar? It's been a while since I've used Lumar, and I really only use Lumar ATC and not much else. So the Lumar's got like a ton of different films. But in my experience, I think Lumar is still the easiest shrinking film that I've ever used. And it had a really nice color to it as well. So I highly recommend Lumar, but it's more expensive. So like, to me, at this point, it's not really about what shrinks easier or what's easier to work with. Like that will play a little factor, especially when you get into like some Asian carbon films. But overall, it's more about like what the film can do for the customer and where your price point needs to be. So they're both very similar. Just put glue to glue, yeah, right? But they're both similar enough that like you'll have a little bit easier time with Lumar, but overall they're both good films, like both easier to work with. Just finished tinting a car in a Lowe's parking lot. Congrats, man. That's not super fun, but good for you. So I need to take a minute and talk about these side seals, because this is where most people are going to give people the most problem. So we're just scrubbing this down with the glass compound, and that'll help with like the stickiness of Avery. That's also a little downside of it. But these seals, they're tighter. So a lot of people have problems tucking film into stuff like this, and we'll see, like, depending on how sticky these windows are, that can impact the difficulty of it. But overall, it's like you got to keep a flat edge on this side when you're tucking film into the side, or else it's going to bunch up. Welcome, Efren. Glad you could make this one. Yeah, it happens. They're kind of sporadic too. So like I'll have a live stream on Monday and then I'll have a live stream on Friday. I shoot for Tuesdays and Fridays now, but with the holidays, we're on a little bit of a different schedule, but all the broadcasts are up to watch later, so. Deadlift, I am going to Frankenstein this one. I usually do that for most back windows, so now that we got this all cleaned off, installation is going to be the part to pay attention to. So let's peel our corner. So we're going to pick up our pattern. And this is where the differences between bottom loading and two-stage really get controversial. So first thing I'll do is lay the big part on the film, and I'll let this hang back. And then roll this part up, not with the liner, just the tint side by itself. And then we'll try and squeak it in. And you can see that, like that little ripple. We want to avoid that. So we're kind of like moving it back and forth a little bit and slowly coasting it into the side. And then we got to pick up this and create a roll on this side and do the exact opposite on this side too. And then when we get there, yeah, this window's a little bit sticky. It's not too bad, but like it's starting to tack up in certain places. So if you can like jitter it and keep it moving a little bit, you have longer to try and get it in place. So we're a little bit shy. So we need to just bring it over a little bit and we should be good. But it's not always that easy. But the key is always keeping a flat edge, sliding the whole thing in. As soon as it starts to ripple and bunch up, that's when you're gonna have a real hard time with pretty much any door window. There we go, so we're squeegeeing it out. And if we did everything right, it should be all clean, lay down nice, and then we gotta repeat it 3 more times. But yeah, I hear a lot of people taking apart Audis and BMWs and stuff, and it's just not something that I like to do. Is it possible to pick up debris, especially when it's folded? And yeah, I don't fold it up with a liner. It's nice to keep those separate. It's easier to like pull them apart that way. So, oh, somebody uses 30-degree stainless or 30-degree carbon for top edges. Good stuff. That's what I do now. I really like it. Yeah, it's possible to get dirt to wash in this way, which is one reason why you'll see me spray a little bit more water and almost like a fountain, I guess, and just kind of like move it out. Because you're right, whenever you're creating a vacuum, there's potential to suck shit back in, and we do not like sucking shit. So those I will especially try to make sure they're clean, and then picking it up that way kind of puts it at an angle to roll into the seals. So the part where you can really have a problem with, see, it's binding up a little bit, so you have to just kind of jitter it and keep it moving. So I run off of a slippery mix, enough to like slide around, but enough where when I tack it down, within a second or two, it's gonna grab the glass. And that you just gotta figure out with experimenting. We finished tucking it in. There we go, and that's all in. So we squeegee it out, make sure it's clean. We can wipe this off too. We gotta do something about door panel covers. We really do. But yeah, all these types of cars, I don't take apart the door panels. I do this on all of them. So yeah, we might have like a little fold here. And if it is, it's very slight. It's not like you creased it. It's like a small fold that you can heat out of the glass. So that usually happens on tighter seals. And like, there's a couple of things, right? So it's just a small fold. It might leave a very slight impression, but it's tucked in here, and when you press it out, it hides it on the outside, so you can't see it. So yeah, you'd probably get a slightly better install taking apart the door panel and tucking in the whole, or like bottom loading the whole thing. And I can respect that. I don't know, I'm done. I'm moving on to the next one. So that's the main difference. And when we make sure this is squeegeed out, usually I'll have like an air trail if I've worn out a tool. I need to replace this tri-edge. These are good. I've just, like, this has been the only one that I've been using for a while now. So it's starting to like get warped a little bit. I use it a lot, so that's at that point I start to switch them out. I think they're in my coat, and I'm pretty sure my coat's at home though. And that's it. That's one Audi door window done. Have I ever creased the bottom of the film when tucking it? Yeah, absolutely. Like, there was these really annoying creases I would get right in here. And that's like when you're peeling the liner away from the film. I would create like this, like, similar looking crease in so many windows. It was really annoying. Sometimes you'll develop these habits where you won't make a mistake for like, you'll be good for a little while, and then all of a sudden you like develop this habit where you'll make the same mistake over and over and over and over again, and it gets really annoying, and it's hard to like, it's almost like muscle memory. Yeah, I could try and do some stuff to make the tri-edge last longer, but they're cheaper. What do I think about the Orange Crush? If you're looking at the Orange Crush, give this blade a try. The reason being is like they're very similar. It's just the yellow flat out is a little bit harder. So there's a lot of people that like the Orange Crush, but it's just, for me, it's a little soft. So if you do like a softer squeegee, get it. But if you want something similar to the feel of a Blue Max, then get the flat out. Blue Max, Jaybird says Blue Max sucks. I wouldn't say that, but I guess now there's enough competition with that type of a squeegee. So same thing, we're gonna clean these out twice to be extra careful.
Monday, I gotta put you Monday if you want them.
But same thing on these. We just gotta take it a little bit slow. Get those nice and slick. Kind of wipe that. And then spray our lovely cleaned off door with overspray. Oh, what pouch should I use? That's a good question. It's actually an Avery Dennison pouch, but they don't sell it on most tint websites because it's technically not a tint supply. Search Avery Dennison vinyl tool pouch. They made this really handy little tool belt for the vinyl industry for Avery installers, but for some reason they won't distribute to tint distributors. So Google that. I think like Fellers has it. It's really, really good. I like it. All right, so let's make sure this is in. Ooh, you see that crispy top edges? Yes. You're welcome, Kevin. Oh, the wrapper. Did I tell you I checked out your channel? Yeah, I did. Welcome back. I heard a question, I think, from you about moving from vinyl to tint on some level. If I remember right. I don't know. I heard part of it. Feel free to like repost the question. And I'll listen for it. Yeah, you could tuck them in a little bit, I guess. The door or liners. Oh, the rapper asked which brand do I recommend getting certified with. So most like tint companies, they don't do any types of certifications really. The only more prestigious brands, I guess, are Lumar. So you can like go take a Lumar training class, but they're like, in my opinion, they're just for beginners. So you can just buy Lumar film and start installing it as long as they approve you as a Lumar dealer. But I don't believe you actually have to get certified in them at all. They'll just sell it to you. So they're more interested in your cash. And like, you can't successfully run like a Lumar business unless you're a good installer charging the prices that you need to for like Lumar and stuff. So if you like Avery for wrapping, they make a good NR window film anyways, so that's what I'm using. The upgrades from there are, I haven't really tried their ceramic yet though, so I've heard like it's got a really soft glue, but yeah, so back window, that'll be interesting. Yeah, these are tighter panels on the back too. So tight side seals and tight tolerances. Does my family ever ask for free installs? Yeah, a little bit, but they're either not interested in tint. So I have 5 brothers and sisters, but most of them don't really care about cars, just like my youngest sister likes her car tinted. And then like my younger brother does window tint at my dad's shop, so they take care of that. I don't have to worry about it. How do I read the comments while tinting? This is something I have not said for a little bit. Hang on. Let me take out this secret key here. Ta-da! We'll latch this one. So the comments are something I'm very proud of. It's a little magical here. So we have headphones on, and we have text to speech on the laptop here. So every comment that you guys are typing, I can hear it. So if somebody's being shitty, I'm gonna boot you. but it can get like very disruptive because I hear all the voices in my head. It's just like, I try and pick out questions as I'm talking. So if I miss your question, it's just because I didn't hear it because I was blabbering over it. And a lot of things seem to come at the same time, so. But yeah, it's a really, really nifty setup. I like it a lot. I'm pretty sure I have to go plug my laptop in too, so it don't die. Yeah, I don't really put a ton into cleaning, and I just like, it's mostly been from watching other people and like being rushed. But the voices in my head, they're helpful and they ask questions. Maybe I'm just talking to myself. How do I stay focused with all the comments? So there's definitely a lot going on. It's window tint becomes just very muscle memory. Like I can stay on the phone all day, so I guess I've been practicing for a long time. But like window tinting just becomes second nature after a long time. Like my process is all the same, and like I was talking to Patrick on the phone about live streaming shit for a while I was working earlier today. So I have a headset in. I'm always listening to like videos about stuff that I'm trying to learn, and then also usually on the phone. So using a microfiber towel, does that put dust on the window? Yeah, y'all are, I love this. I love this because it's like there's so many little things that I do that I don't realize that I do, that other people are just like, wait, you can do that? So, okay, so the glass cleaning pad, you can find that at tintdepot.com. But the basically the squeegees are the things that do the cleaning, and taking a towel and rubbing it on the glass, yeah, that'll leave some lint behind, right? But the squeegee is the thing that really cleans the glass. So you make a couple passes with the squeegee and whatever was there should be gone. Towels always, yeah, leave a little bit of lint behind, but even I'd argue like a lint-free towel is gonna leave something behind because you're really like just smearing the glass. So we're tacking up here. This is the bad thing about AUDIs. So you can see I'm fighting with it a little bit. Ugh. So we smack it around. Unfortunately, you can see like it, ugh, I hate when it does that. But it's just like, you're trying to shift it around into the right spot. And then as long as you're covered. So the worst thing that happens to me in these situations, luckily we're good. Because how come I'm not using a razor to scrape the windows? But lining it up, when it's like sticking and shifting, that's when this gets the most difficult. So that's why I like to run a little slippery on my mix. But Audis, VWs, they all can tack up on you pretty quickly. And it's also cold, so that's to my benefit right now. If I was in Florida, and you run into sticky windows, you run into more problems. But I'm using Avery, and Avery's like a more sticky film, like the NR. The NR Pro is not near as sticky as the NR, and I don't know why. And Avery doesn't seem to know why either. At least the reps don't. But yeah, somebody mentioned I didn't use a razor. Most glass is like, there might be like a speck here or there, but I'll take like a plastic card and then I'll scrape the glass with that towards the bottom, and then the scrub pad has a gritty compound on it, and that sounds counterintuitive to window tinting, but it does a good job of like scrubbing the glass and deep cleaning it. If I see stickers or if I feel something, I'll use a razor. So I don't not use them ever, I just don't use them as much. And I actually found that out because I was using like a razor blade on every window. So we got this corner that's being a little bit of a bitch. That's never good. Hang on, let me get this. See, I'm being quiet right now. Focusing. There we go. So many good questions. Oh, I love it. About dirt, about dust, about like, hey, you're not in a super clean environment. What are you doing? You don't have glass boards. Like, you can't do this. No, you can. You absolutely can. Your exposure time is very brief, and as long as your airflow is down, like I put out a video not too long ago about 5 things that you don't need to listen to, and it's on my channel, so check out that video. I talk about why you don't need glass boards. I talk about why you don't have to worry about over cleaning your windows, and like this whole process, like my whole process really came from being put in situations where I can't, like, I don't have glass boards, I don't have lots of clean stuff. Like, these are all auto shops and stuff, and they still need to do what they need to do, and it just kind of makes you rethink what you're doing. And I also had a lot of good instructions from like other tinters. So like when I started my channel, I'm a different tinter from what I am now. And in doing so, I put out what I know and then helped a bunch of people out, and then they figure out stuff, and other people go, no, you should do it this way. And I just kind of took lots of pieces of advice, mix them all, figure out what works well for me and what works quick. Number 1 for me is like efficient. Well, I guess clean and then efficient. So figuring out how to combine efficiency and cleanliness, it can be done. Okay, so we're all set up. So now we clean the inside of the glass. So I'm gonna talk about that. Yeah, Volkswagens have tight seals. These have tight seals. BMWs, some Mercedes do. And then there's a handful of oddball cars that have tight seals too as well. Wow. We got a lot of people. Welcome everybody. I'm not your average streamer. We make money on this channel, if you're new, which I don't think there's anybody who hasn't seen this before that's watching now, but I don't know. So, oh God, I just glossed over that. So what I do to clean these again, I'll scrape the bottom, and this will let me know if I hit like, you know, a speck or something. And most glass just has like a little layer of scuzz to it. Nothing bad. And then we take the scrubber and the glass compound, which somebody just said that they like seeing. So this glass compound, it's called Squeaky Monkey. You can find it at Sun Distributing. But what this does, it's a little gritty, but it's almost like wet sanding your glass. So if you do have a sticky residue on here, it will take it off, but you also have to scrub harder on that spot. And when you're using a scrub pad, you can't feel it. So it's a little bit on faith. You can rub your hand over it first. You can do this. You can also draw on it like, what's up? And then I take a towel and I wipe it off. I don't like to do anything that causes this residue or the grittiness to go into like the side seals. But I have noticed like it takes care of hydrophobic coatings, and it lets you, you know, slide your film into place a little bit, and it deep cleans the glass a little bit. And this majority part here is like where I noticed you get the biggest benefit from. So the reason I don't do it on the bottom is as soon as I clean the bottom, I roll the window down, and I don't want to wash that into the seal. The stuff is called Squeaky Monkey. Squeaky Monkey Rewind to Raw is a long name. You can find it on sundistributingdirect.com. Just search like Squeaky Monkey if you want to get the same stuff. I've had the same bottle since like summer. It lasts a while, and it's like $20 for the bottle. Is the flat out the only squeegee I use, and how long do they last? Typically, I like to keep one general squeegee for everything. I don't know how long. Yeah, they should have called it something simpler, like Glass Monkey. I agree. But Squeaky Monkey was supposed to be the brand, and then Rewind to Raw is what the product was supposed to be called. But the, anyways, the flat out, I think I've been using this one since like the beginning of December. They last a long time. So what you'll notice of like the Blue Max is they'll develop little divots. Somebody calling me? Oh. Oh wow, Carrie's just messaging me a bunch. That's a graphic designer. So she just said, yeah, so whatever you guys did, if you guys went over there and said what up or something, then that's awesome. But so anyways, I think I've been using this since the beginning of December when I got back from vacation. So at least a month. And what I've noticed is they do not pit near as bad as like a Blue Max. So like a Blue Max will get a little nick in here. Where this, it will start to streak some, but if you press harder, you don't see them anymore. They're just, it's the way that they're made. I think injection mold is the difference or something like that. It makes a better squeegee, and the Orange Crush is made the same way. So they both have like a rubbery feel, and I don't know, they've been great. So, well, at least the flat out is. So let's roll this up. Should I invest in a spray tank? That is a good question. I love them. I used to use the polys. So if you look at my old videos, I have like the Poly 2 sprayers, and those are little pump up ones. I never liked the trigger sprayers. But as soon as I switched to a tank, I've never looked back from a spray tank. It's 100% worth it. Plus, like, you gotta consider, like, those things, like with a brass sprayer, get the brass sprayer on them. The plastic ones will start to degrade, and like break apart after like a year unless you're really careful. Brass sprayer, I'm on like my probably 4th year with the same brass sprayer. So like it's a spray, it's like $250 to $300, and you use it on every car. So like you'll make your money back on that thing in the first car or 2 cars. But like tint tools are such a negligible investment compared to what you make, which is really funny because it seems like a lot of people are cheap about their tools and are always looking for like deals and stuff. But like you got mechanics that are making way less, investing thousands into just their toolbox. Squeegees and all this shit is so cheap in comparison. So you're gonna use it on every car. It's made like a it's made like a tank, because it is a tank. It'll last you forever. So I highly recommend the spray tanks. That's just kind of my spiel too about tools in general. Like my full pro setup was like $200. My not with the tank, but with the spray bottle. So you'd be at like $450 with the tank. That's 100% like way easier to get into than like going to a hardware store and buying a socket set. Like you can spend that on an impact gun. I know that because I have. Snap-on shit is not cheap. So we're done. We're done with the doors. Make a Snap-on equivalent tinting tools. That would be great. I'd argue like Fusion kind of does that with their squeegees. They're like, there's a lot of like cheap. Oh, good segue. Somebody asking what I think about AliExpress tools. So I actually have AliExpress tools, AliExpress, Alibaba. Some of them are okay, but like the squeegees surprisingly aren't really that good. So you can try and buy a bunch and look around, but what I've noticed is like the difference between something like this and one of those cheaper knockoff squeegees is these actually glide on the glass better and last longer, and the cheaper ones, they don't move that well. So I didn't think, like these soft green squeegees here, so this was cut down from like a full squeegee you can see here, but these, oh wait, no, it goes this way. But these green ones, like, they actually, like, they'll scratch the glass or scratch the film easier. They stick as you're trying to squeegee. Like, they're not that great. They're really good small quarter window squeegees, but they're not good for like a full replacement squeegee. There legitimately is a difference between an $8 squeegee and a like a $1 squeegee.
Piece of shit fucking old ass A6.
Whoa! Scarce 911. Been watching for a few years, slightly learning all I can. Or silently learning all I can. Just made my first order on CertifiedTinter.com. Took 2 days. Can't wait to try out Glass-Aid. Love the channel. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. Awesome. I'm glad I got that out to you quick, too. And you should have some triages in there, too. That's awesome. Did you see Window Tint Warriors using your tape? Ooh. Yeah, I haven't talked to him about this, but it's not the same thing. It's not. So, there's two sides to this. So I could create a lot of drama with this, but, like, basically, I appreciate that a product that is white being framed around the window is being called Glass-Aid. But in his videos, he said 3M quarter-inch vinyl pinstriping is what he's using. And it's not the same thing. And you can see him, he cuts right through it. So it's not what it is. And it hurts a little bit that, you know, he's not trying to sell it or anything. So I appreciate the process being called Glass-Aid, because that's kind of like why I branded it in the first place. However, I need to just send him a message about it, but it's not the same. If you look in his video, the main way I can tell is it's got a 3-inch plastic core on that roll, and you can see in every one of these rolls, it's not a 3-inch plastic core. It's like a 1 to 1.5. It's like a 1.5 to 2-inch core, and it's a different. And you can, like, he cuts right into it. This isn't 3M. If it was 3M, it'd be way more expensive, and you could buy it off the shelf. But it's too thin. That's the main thing. The white will still do the same for you, but you'll cut right through it, and that's the part that scares me. This stuff's thicker. This stuff's 10 mil. Oh my god, I could start. Oh, so I like to complain a lot about certain things, but like, the thing about drama is, like, it's very easy to drum up a lot of attention and chaos, and like that doesn't ever seem to work out poorly for people. If anything, it just creates more attention, and like it can drum up sales and stuff. But it also, like, that's kind of the counter thing. Like, if I really don't like somebody or something, you won't hear me talk about it. Like if I don't like a person or I don't like a company, you really won't hear me talk much about them at all. Like, because anything I do to draw attention to them will actually add to their business, even though it might be negative things that I say. So, but this is kind of a unique circumstance. I want to explain the differences. Don't get me started on... Somebody said, don't get me started on 3M products. I hear ya. And it's like, it's okay to complain about particular films and like something you don't like about a company, but like when I really don't like something, like that's when it's makes me want to come out with a rant video, absolutely, but it's easier to ghost him. Well, it's not easier, but did somebody say something about, oh, I gotta read that comment. Somebody says something about the fusion heat gun. I have a couple of opinions, but oh my god. Okay, all right. Florida training. There's nothing official yet. I'm sorry. It's on the website. I know, but I made it and then I dropped the ball a lot. So I think we can still do a class. I just got to make a few phone calls to make sure that we're still good. And I'm really nervous. Like, one reason I haven't said like, yeah, we're doing it is because I'm actually nervous that we won't get enough signups. So just stay tuned a little bit. If you're really interested in the class, feel free to shoot me a message and let me know. You can send me an email at matt@certifiedtinter and just like let me know, or just like private message or whatever. I'm genuinely nervous that like some people say they're interested in a class and then like we still have to charge for it, and then we have to get people into a certain spot and shit like that. So Patrick's supposed to be a part of this class and we suck at planning. Like we get so into we start and then we get all excited and then we like get interested in something else. So I'll let you know if I think it'll happen, but don't hold your breath yet. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna cut this out, just 1 second. I just wanna like regroup here. People talk about 3M. Matt, you need to do a 2012 4Runner rear window. Don't those roll up and down? You watch Patrick's video. Patrick's got a good video on that, yeah. There's nothing really much different that I wouldn't tell you. I actually wouldn't take apart the panel. But I think the seal, I don't know. I had a hard time with those. So there's certain things that I just like, I don't get many.
When you're done with that, you want to prep the windshield for me?
Yeah, which one is it?
1793, I think.
Wow, we got a bunch of people. That's awesome. Welcome, everybody.
You're priming when you're priming the car too, if you don't mind. So you probably want to clean it, activate it now.
So
That way it's ready to prime.
I'll try and demonstrate here why I prefer this over something thinner. And to be honest, it takes a little bit of practice to get used to even cutting on this, because it's not like cutting on the glass. It's a little bit like, sometimes it's been a little bit more difficult, but you get a feel for it over time. Cool. Yeah, I hear good things about Avery vinyl. I'm not a vinyl guy at all. I'm interested in doing like hoods and maybe a roof or something if the fins weren't in the way. But yeah, it's just never something that I've learned yet. I've done like small vinyl stuff. That's what's cool about all of this is like, I'd argue most people learn from just watching videos. No, I didn't share it. I only shared it to my group. If anybody else wants to share this stream on Facebook, like go to my Facebook page and then share this stream to other Facebook groups and whatever. That helps out a bunch. How is the glass aid placed on the dot matrix? That is a good question. So what I've done is I place it this edge right at the edge of the dot matrix. So this is a 1/4 inch wide. So he's got that part right. But when you peel it away, if you cut through too much, it's gonna shred. but it shouldn't. Like see, it's all together, and that's the idea. I don't like that kind of puts my mind at ease that I didn't go through to the glass at all. And as long as the majority does that, then we're good. It's a pretty economy product too. Like, it's very inexpensive for what it is. So I wanted to keep it that way and then work up into like hopefully a better better version in the future, as long as I can figure something out. But this works really well for its intended purpose. So for now, there's not like a huge demand for anything, but it's moving okay. So then afterwards, we touch up the edges. This is something I always do regardless. If I shrink the whole window and then cut it, I'll touch up everything. So you can find it at two places, sundistributingdirect.com and also certifiedtinter.com. If somebody wants to put a link in the description or in the comments, that would be helpful. But yeah, I'm not like I don't know. I'm not a big product guy, you know? I'm not like, hey, you should buy my shit. It's just like, I literally needed a solution. So when I'm cutting on this window, everybody's going like, how are you not scratching it? Well, there's a reason why that exists now. It's 100% really came from like videos and stuff. So, oh, I gotta take out these, we gotta take out the headrests. How long will it be? An hour or two. Oh, not bad. We're making okay time. So we got the quarter windows, the back window. These should just come down. Perfect. So these have little pegs here, or little holes right here. Mercedes are kind of funny. They don't always come out. But I have a little like tech deck screwdriver that I've kept with me. It is quick until you work at a shop that wants to book cars an hour and a half apart. And then you're like, if you fall behind, then you're trying to make up time. And then, see, that's how I got faster. I worked at a shop that was like, here's a car. Okay, here's another one. 45 minutes later, here's another one. And then at the, you know, I got 3 hours left in a day and I got 4 cars on the board. Like, what? So, do I have a dedicated video on how to apply the glass aid? No. And that's how like not much of a product guy I am. So I guess you see me apply it in certain live streams here and there, but I'll keep it. I'll put something out. I'm just very conscious about like what I try and put on my channel. Well, I guess maybe not as much recently, but I don't just want to be like, hey, this is glass aid, this is what it's good for. It's like, most people don't care. You guys care. You guys are awesome, but like a big general audience, I don't think cares. Have I ever done a Buick LaCrosse? Yeah, so the more recent model has tight felt seals. I have like a vlog on my channel talking about that. They're not super fun. The back windows are okay, but like those tight felt seals on like the front doors, those kind of suck. If it's an older model, you should be okay though. And then the other one was like a Hyundai Sonata. Hyundais are generally really easy as far as most cars go, so. But if you haven't tinted before, you're in for a world of fun. I should probably put a towel there too. We got little speakers back here. To make this look somewhat professional, right? All right, so I usually squeegee most things off twice, and we're gonna take our side swipe so we get down as far as we can, and then I'll go once, and then I'll go twice. BMW 1 Series. Ooh, I haven't done a 1 Series in a while. I think I've only done one. Is the one, refresh my memory, is the 1 Series a 2-door or is it 4-door? I think it's a 2-door, but I could be wrong. We don't get very many 1 Series. Most people get 3 Series, 3, 5, and 7 here. And then Audi A4s. I don't see many A6s, but it's basically the same as an A4, as far as I can tell. So we're gonna Frankie this one. Okay, it's a 2-door. It's actually gonna be, yeah, it's a small little baby one. It's adorable. It shouldn't be bad. But you'll just have the regular BMW things to worry about, like tighter tolerances. Usually for the back window, you'll have tighter tolerances and stuff like that. So, not a lot of information there, but watching this should at least help out a little bit because, like, it's similar stuff. I just group all the German peeps together. Okay. So, unfortunately, this looks very beaded up. So, we're gonna Frankenstein this and cross our fingers that it's gonna slide. It's sticking a little bit. So, you can hear that like little it's sticking. So you just gotta put very light pressure on it, and then just gradually move it down. And for these side seals, what I'll do, or these pillars, I'll try and, like, because they're real tight, we'll like put it up on one side and slide it in. And usually when you get past the pillar, you're okay. And then slide this one up and over. And yeah, it's gonna overlap this a little bit, but generally speaking, that's always been okay. Like, I don't get, like, and it's right up on the side, so I don't see anything that would make a customer freak out at me or something. All right, so the other thing is we got 2 metal tabs here, and those hold the third brake light. So you have to get these corners real close to the edge of this matrix. So I'm gonna trim those up because I was not perfect. How do you do this without touching anything? You have to be a little bit of a yoga instructor. Like, it really is like, oh my God. Yeah, it's not super fun. If I had learned reverse rolling much earlier on, I think I would do it much more for back windows and stuff. But the nice thing about at least carrying the whole thing in is you have a little bit more flexibility with third brake lights and stuff. But the reason why you don't see me reverse roll many back windows is just because I learned to do it this way, because nobody around here reverse roll. And that's why I got a reverse rolling video that's like, I think I'm good at it now, but I don't know. Like, it took me a while to learn it, and I understand it more. But it's still not, like, super easy. How long before I became comfortable with most situations? What was the question? Oh, took me about a year to get comfortable with most situations. But you still get the ones that, like, come in now where I'd be like, oh no, I don't know how this is gonna go. But I do most, like, mid-grade sedans and trucks and SUVs and, like, American shit. So it's never like I'm doing, like, difficult cars all day, every day. Just they come in every once in a while. So like when the Tesla showed up, right? We would charge way differently from that, and I would probably set off a half day for it, and I'd probably curse a lot doing that car. I just don't have a lot of practice with it. Patrick's got a system down. He's gotten a lot more than I have. But it's just like, you gotta also take in the time to get used to something a little bit different. When you don't get it very often, it just makes it harder. So if I get like the curvy Corvette back window, I can do them, but I'm not super fast at them. I just don't get them that much. You get this. Here we go.
Hey man, am I good to use the air gun over?
What up?
Am I good to use the air gun over?
Yeah, you can use it. You're good. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. What time? Okay, so we gotta clean that off. We're doing 1:11. Wow. Yeah, reverse rolling's a little bit of a pain in the butt, and it's also like, it's second nature to some people. But there's a little bit more setup time too. So I'm kind of glad that I learned this way. It just, like this way, Frankensteining made it much more difficult for windshields. Because trying to pick up this even wider piece of film and like get it up over the dash is just really difficult. So I'd suggest reverse rolling for windshields. You have a little bit more space, and back windows, because they're sloped more and you have more shit that you're dealing with back there, for me, it makes more sense just to carry them in. So. How do you deal with cars that where they've been smoking a lot inside? So I would probably take, like, if I actually notice something on the back, like the back window specifically, I would take the same scrubber, like a scrub pad, and just scrub it down. But I wouldn't use any like abrasive. And with the doors, I'd probably use the scrubber too, but I might take a razor blade in those situations, and maybe wipe them off with a towel. You can definitely have like buildup and residue and stuff on the glass, and for the most part, you can like take care of it with like a towel or rough scrubbing it up or something like that. Alrighty, well that's a back window, so let's do the quarters and then we'll be good. Most exciting part. This is the part that everybody hangs out for. I should probably do the quarters and then the back window. That's like a... doesn't seem like I'm using much pressure. Maybe, I don't know, medium pressure? I'm not like really like... But it's not light. It's enough to just squeegee the water out. So let's see if this is gonna fit. Ooh, just barely. I just heard a comment that was in what I think is Spanish. And I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish, but the robotic voice in my head, it just read it back, and it was fantastic. It sounds like if I tried to speak Spanish. So that would be fun. So I didn't polish off these quarters with a glass aid as thoroughly as I should have. You can see one goes this way, one goes that way. That's I'm lazy. You think it's Italian? Oh. Well, I have no idea. I don't speak that either. I'm sorry. Google Translate might help you though. I'm just... Where do I get a robotic voice installed? It's the voices in my head, man. They're here. They're real. I got like 80 voices in my head right now. And they just like, maybe they let me live stream because it's really like, oh yeah, you put a camera and you're talking to people, all right? Mm-hmm, okay, yep. We're just gonna leave you alone over there. You do good work and whatever makes you happy, good luck. I walk that way for my heat gun, and it's right here. So, like most windows, I'll curl these two at the bottom just a little bit. It's helpful. That's all, just a little bit, because they're a little bit curved. Come on, come on, there you go. So I don't have a great way of squeezing these off. It's it's like wipe them down with your hand, feel if they're dirty, and let the water do the rest. Customers have been flaky. Yeah, I've been there. That happens with a lot of price competitive areas and stuff. Here, they've actually been really good, but we've had our fair share of no-shows. It's really hard to keep one place busy all the time. You'll have times where a ton of people will come in, and then times where it'll just die. And you're like, can I just have this even out? And as far as I can tell, the ones that have figured out how to keep it busy all the time do really well that way, and there's like not much in between. It's hard to just stay steady because window tint is very impulsive. So when somebody wants window tint, most of the time they want it now, especially if they're price shopping. So it's hard to build up that like customer loyalty, I guess. But if they've had a really bad experience somewhere and then you gave them a really good experience, they'll come back, even if you're more expensive. At least that's what they tell me. So it's just like, I mean, today, if you watch the beginning of the stream, like it's been pretty dead. Like I literally came in today and even I had two or three sets of doors today, and this is my only full car. And I'm like super happy that I have at least this one because I was able to live stream with it. Or else we would have had a 2-door live stream, which still will probably happen one of these days. So it happens to everybody. That's why I preach efficiency. You get the money while it's there. And then when you hit slow season, hopefully you saved a little bit of money. Alright, so we get the last one. I'm actually really curious now, because I bet you a lot of people stayed in for the back window. Oh, actually did not so bad. Coffee. Joe says, I don't care if it's a whole car or a single door, I'd still watch the stream. Aw, thanks, buddy. I was going to do a live stream anyways for 2 doors, so but I would much prefer to have like 2 sets of doors lined up so I could do them back to back or something like that. Oh my, oh wait, we got enough. So I cut this a little short. So normally this would like fit here, right here, but I just cut it short. So if I turn it, it just barely fits. So I have to cut this bottom edge too. That was an oopsie. Somebody asked, did I modify my flat out? At least I think that was the question. No, I haven't modified it at all. They sell 2 versions though. Oh, so this tape, it's okay. This tape is called Glass Aid. It's my own little creation. It's white, I can see it, and it also like keeps the blade off the glass, so it rides on top of it. So it'll gouge into the tape, but it's not gonna, like, if you put too much pressure, it'll go straight through, of course, but it's a safety measure. You can find it on CertifiedTinter.com though. I'll ship it to you. And then we peel it back. Shoop. I love how that's split apart too. All right, so we need to shrink this. And then install, and then we're done. Well, we gotta put the third brake light back, and I can talk about that for a sec. That's important. I don't like using, yeah, somebody asked, do I recommend using Squeaky Monkey on the back window? I wouldn't. I've tried, but what happened was, like, I'd wipe it off a bunch, and then I'd still get grit along the defroster lines. It's like pinstriping, but it's much thicker. So you can use pinstriping as a guide, but you have to like double up on pinstriping in order to create a sufficient layer so you're not cutting on it. I'm sorry. Sundistributingdirect.com is also the other place that sells it right now. I'll probably talk to Tint Depot about it too. But Sun Distributing will ship overseas. It's just like a personal creation, and it's not. The reason it exists is I couldn't find it in stores. Like you can buy 1/4-inch pinstriping, but it's not the same. Unfortunately, I wish it was. I really thought there was something out there, and I couldn't find anything. But there's other ways. You can do like Sharpie or plastic button or something like that. Usually notch the third brake light? Huh. I'm not quite sure what you mean. But I do know they're a little tricky to get back in, but I'll show you what I do. It's next stream. Next stream should be Tuesday? Cause I don't have anything on Monday. So as soon as I get a full cart on Tuesday, that's usually what we'll go live with. So turn notifications on, because I would give more notice, but like literally this one came in like an hour before I did it. All right, let me get this. It's super hard to explain. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, you could also post it in the Facebook group, Tint Stuff. That's also like a fantastic place to share ideas and stuff. Because YouTube, for whatever reason, has shit community. Like, you guys aren't a bad community, that's not what I'm saying. But like, their community features are not great. Like, you guys can't share stuff with me. You have to go to Facebook to do it. And that blows. I wish the Facebook, my channel page, I wish it had like a little forum group feature. That would like, I'd probably abandon Facebook entirely. Or I would have before. So we're pretty much done. We gotta wipe it down. We gotta put the third brake light back in. And then we have to just make sure everything's wiped down all clean. And then we'll be good. But that's the majority of it. So these guys, these need to be put back in, and then the third brake light. So I'm just gonna clean up some scraps until then. Somebody said they wish I'd go more in depth on the rear window for cutting. Well, I'm not sure what else I can say offhand. I'll try and explain it a little bit better in the next one, but there wasn't really anything, like I didn't do anything that you guys didn't see. Well, I guess I had Glassade on beforehand. So the, so I didn't prep the inside of the glass before I went to, I didn't prep the inside of the glass. I just wiped it off. I put dryer sheet on it, and I also put Glassade on it. So I did do those things. So I guess I did do some stuff. But it's very simple prep work. I just like to make sure it's done before I go live, because it's just like, I don't like to, I don't know. It's just, it helps speed things along a little bit. But maybe next time I'll do it. I try to get right to the tinting portion. So I guess that's what I'm trying to say. All right, so let's put this brake light in. So these, no, I won't do a bottom load on the doors. You won't hardly ever see me do something like that, just because I don't. You go to Patrick's channel, he'll do it. So these little metal tabs here, you need to make sure these are past this little, this click here. So they're, there we go. And then we got to make sure this other one. I have, somebody asked about tools. So if you want like professional stuff, go to tintdepot.com/tint stuff, and that'll have my list of recommendations. The little chat bot just popped up all that information. If you are interested in like some training tools and stuff, and the difference being is like I bought all that stuff off of like Alibaba. So it's just cheap alternatives to get started. So you can find that at Certified Tinter. That's my training site. So for these, I'm not really explaining this, I'm talking about tools. So we put those tabs down, we plugged it back in, and there's these metal tabs, and we just need to slide the third brake light onto the tabs. So I had it on and then I took it off to explain it. So there we go. So it's on the tabs, and we need to sneak it back farther. So sometimes this can get in the way, but it's got this wiggle. So a lot of people will pull down on this, and that will cause it to catch. You need to push up a little bit and keep it flat against the glass. Take like your fingernails and shove it back. And as long as you keep it flat, that'll help it move forward and back. And same thing, so if I'm pulling this off, you can dig your fingers under it, and as long as it's not brittle, you push it up against the glass and pull it forward. So those couple things, like the trick is keeping this as flat against the glass as possible, because you'll pull it down, try and shove it forward, and it'll catch, and you'll be like fighting with it, and then you'll break it. I'm speaking from experience, because I've broke one before. Like I said, I don't like taking that much apart. Just computers. And then these go back in. Where was this video a month ago? I'm sorry. It was actually on CertifiedTinter.com. So me and Patrick were making training videos, and so we have like a library of stuff that's there, but like we didn't really see much of a. There's some issues with it, so we're back on YouTube. Here we go. What's the best size roll? I like 36 and 20s. So that's usually a good one to go with. 40s are good too, but I always like, I guess just, I get 36s and 20s. If they give you a deal on 60s though, pick up 60-inch rolls and get them cut 36/24. Sometimes that'll save you some money, but not every company gives a discount. I know Avery doesn't, because they're dumb. they're dumb for that. Like, I'd buy more 60s, but instead I'll buy the weird size rolls. That up. What was that? Someone on my stream Patrick says someone on my stream yesterday suggested we get team hand cut versus team plotter. It's interesting. I'm pausing because I want to try and figure out how I'm going to say this. There's this like, if it wasn't for the shitty air between like sides, like there already is like this team hand cut versus team plotter crap, or top loaded versus bottom loading, and it's like there's people that are like, you have to do it this way, and it's like, it's such garbage. It's like, just install it. Whatever works for you, cool. If you like doing it this way, do it this way. If you like doing it that way, do it that way. So it would be funny having like that kind of merch or something, but yeah, I just don't want it to create any type of like any more polarizing opinions on it, I guess. I don't know. If people kept it in good spirits, then absolutely, and maybe that'll happen just on like our groups, and everybody else can go fuck off. I hate it. It's like, oh, I don't shrink any door windows. It's like, okay, cool. Neat. Do you want a cookie? Yeah, me too. No, yep, Patrick's absolutely right. Join the notification squad. We absolutely would plan these if we could, but they're just too sporadic. So we try and at least notify of the days that we're going, and everything else is just keep your notifications on, man. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to, but for now it's just like, this is literally shop life. This is like, this is a customer's car. They have a timeline, they have a schedule, and I like doing the live stream on this is just extra. Looks good. Yep, stream's about to end soon. We're just walking around, little touch-ups here and there, and then we will put it out. Oh, hit you guys, I'm sorry. Hit the bell. Oh, I had a little thought though. This is for chat right now. If somebody tells you to subscribe and hit the bell, that's like extra work. But if somebody just tells you to hit the bell and you're not subscribed, you have to subscribe to hit the bell. So if you tell people to just hit the bell, that's like two birds with one stone. One stone. I don't know if anybody cares, but all right. So all right. So this is pretty much done. What's time? Oh, what's my laptop at? We're on 34. Oh, we're half battery. Where's my hat? Bell, bitches. There you go. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm here. Hit the bell, bitches. I like that. Let's put that on a shirt. All right. Fade to Black says nice install. Thank you. Thank you very much. American Breed. Good job. Thank you. Catch you later. See ya. Wow. We still got a lot of people. Holy shit. You know what I should do next time? Let's see. What do we got? We got 8% on this. So next time I should probably do the doors, and then the back doors, and then the quarters, and then do the back window, and then that would keep even more people there, because the back window is what everybody wants to see. But y'all that are hanging out now still have kind of shown that I can do the quarters last. That's awesome. All right. See you later, Johnny. What's the white tape? All right, again, this is my own glass aid. You can pick it up on certifiedtinter.com if you want. That's just what I've been using. Another one in the books. Another customer with more sexy ride. Great job. Thank you. Thank you, Source. Aw, y'all are so nice. Thank you. Everybody's like, good job. Nice job. See you guys next stream. Yeah, I can take, like, I have a little bit. I could take one or two more questions if anybody's got it. I guess I should have said that. But everybody's saying good job, and it seems like I answered everything too, so everybody's good. What? Did we get a super chat? Joe Hansen with the $1.99, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Where are we at? I gotta go make sure. Actually, let me make sure that I didn't miss any. Okay, come on. Come on. Yeah, so we got Patch. Okay, so just quick thank you to everybody that super chatted. Patrick, Daniel, Jason, Fivet, Nick, and Joe Hansen. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. I'm so late today. Aw, sorry, man. But at least we have the rebroadcast up that you can watch. What are we at? 6%. Okay. Have I tried MotoShield? Have I tried MotoShield Pro Ceramic? No, I have not. And it strikes me as another like random rebranded Asian film, but I don't know. I haven't used it. Who's your favorite Sun Distributing? Were you asking me to Sun Distributing's here? You asking me to pick between like Rick, Mary, and Brittany? Paul Cobble says I've been tinting while watching you. Awesome. Alrighty. Yep, we're going to shut it down. Shut it down. Ever seen Gold Rush? Shut it down. So, thank you all so much for watching. Let me do one quick walk around again because I like to just show off the work at the end. So, Audi A6, Avery Dennison, 20, 20, 20, and 20. Turned out nice. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. The next live stream should be on Tuesday. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.